Hey gang, welcome to RestoCycle. We're going to show you one of the sort of unique things about these CBXs. It's shared with many of the double overhead cam Hondas of the late 70s and early 80s. These cam chain tensioners, which is really kind of an interesting design, they use a sort of a spring and a bow setup, and they're sort of self-tensioning if they're working just right. A lock nut is usually on this when the tensioner is installed in the engine, and by loosening the lock nut, in theory, this thing goes sproing in or out and takes up the slack and works great and is, kind of idiot-proof for adjustment. It's a kind of a nice system. Problem is, of course, this is 40 years later, and Honda stopped making these probably 6, 8, 10 years ago, and this one in particular is about the worst one I've ever seen. If we look closely at this and I hold the camera just right, you'll see some daylight between some of the spots. The cracks have come all the way to the front. So this one was not long for this world. This would had the potential to grenade and start dropping chunks of that tensioner down into the crank. And the crank's going to win a battle with a piece of nylon tensioner, but nothing good's going to happen with the chain whipsawing against it. So these have got to be replaced. This is the B tensioner. This is a similar job, usually fares a little bit better. It's under a little less pressure. This one is also too far gone. The cracks are all the way through to the front, so no bueno, this has to be done. For a long time, these were really a pain in the neck to find. People were scavenging them out of other engines and buying up whatever stock they could find and hunting the world. Well, thankfully, we've got a couple of good alternatives these days. Our friend Steinar Gunderson, who is in Norway, is working with someone in Japan, and they are remanufacturing these. They're taking these tensioners and they're putting new slipper blades on them. Louis Mintrone of usedcbxparts.com, I believe, is doing the same. And also our friend Brent Hyde from Vincent Hyde Racing down in New Zealand is made a version of his AHM style tensioners, which is just now being tested in a bunch of people's bikes. So we have now a good supply and good options, and these will be a little less scarce and maybe a little less expensive. The guides are a little less problematic. They don't flex, but you can still see this one's going too. So, we're trying to do this one once, so we will probably replace the whole shebang. I think at the moment we're going to end up sending these to Steinar and swapping for a set of his remand pieces. But I wouldn't hesitate to use either of the other guys too. Okay, have a great weekend.